And welcome back to Smooth Afternoon here on GJRB Online. I'm Gary J. Russin, and we've got another great hour of smooth jazz on the way here on GJRB Online with some smooth artists, some of the great ones, and we'll have some of the songs we didn't get in last hour. We have some Fuga Spring coming up a little later on, and we'll hear Spyro Gyra. So stay with me for that. Let's open up the hour now with Doc Jazz.
The olive tree, just like you were meant to be. Though your roots dig deep into the land, they were uprooted by a savage hand. But the ties were forged through centuries, the bond so strong and fixed in history. You are the land, and the land is you. A solid unity they never can undo. Cherish your leaves, let your branches bear your fruits. All you need to do is protect and feed your roots. The old will die, but the young will learn. The road is long, and it will twist and turn. When you know your destiny, you know where you need to be, and we always will believe it's our right to return. It's our right to. Black on white, they wrote that vow, but to act on it was not allowed. Empty words like a carrot on a stick. Ink is fading as the clock goes on to tick. Dispossession and racial oppression, every psycho form of Zionist aggression was condoned by that very same force. Though they say our rights are still endorsed, we don't need your words, they're just empty talk. Why don't you just keep on talking while we walk the walk? The old have died, but the young are strong. We know who we are and where we belong. With a key in our hand, we'll come home to our land. We know we will always stand for our right of return.
And of course, GHRB does not own the rights to these selections that we play here on Smooth Afternoon. And these are all emerging artists that are brought to you through SoundClick. It's SoundClick. If you like some of these selections we play, just go to SoundClick, www.soundclick.com, and just start an account there. You'll find a lot of this music. Just look for it. That was Dave Musselman. And a selection there called Thursday Song. Great piece of music there for you. Smooth Afternoon here on GJRB Online. New emerging artists all the time. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the show. And if you're enjoying it, wherever you're listening. Wherever you're listening across America today. And let's see. And trying to find different kinds of groups to play for you here on GJRB Online. And thank you so much for tuning in to the program and listening to it. New emerging artists all the time. We got some new jazz recordings we're going to play for you. We have some here I'm looking at. Some of the really good stuff here that we're playing. And this next artist comes from somewhere in the USA, but they fabulous solo guitar arrangement of Autumn Leaves on Smooth Afternoon. There you go. Solo jazz arrangement. Kind of a generic name for a recording, but they're pretty good. I like that. That's neat. That's Autumn Leaves, classic cover on Smooth Afternoon. Gary J. Russin with you. Hope you're having a good time doing this, listening to music, as I enjoy playing them for you here on Smooth Afternoon. GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Weather on the Fives coming up in just a little bit after we take this break on the GJRB Online Network.
You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, smooth jazz, and smooth afternoon.
If you can't get enough jazz in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University, Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 FM dial, along with some of that great smooth jazz. You're a lot of great jazz programming.
And programming in other great music formats.
Like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B, Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some good gospel programming too. For more information,
Wonderful salad, $9.99 every Monday and Tuesday in the Avanti Dining Rooms, 4:30 until 8 p.m. Restoni's Restaurant, 238 Main Avenue in the Lions neighborhood.
Okay, we're back on the air here on GJRB Online with our weather on the fives coming up here in just a couple of minutes. You're listening to a Smooth Afternoon here on GJRB Online, and thank you for tuning into the program. As I told you before, I got a lot of really good stuff coming on and got some really good music, so stay with me here on GJRB Online for the best in smooth jazz. Weather on the fives coming up here. We're going to do that and get ready for that. Take a look at what's going on as far as the weather is concerned here on GJRB Online. And let's see, why don't we do that right now? We're going to flip over to our friends at Weather Nation, and we're going to do that right now and take a look at some of the temperatures across the land. And take a look at what's going on. Spokane, Washington. Tonight's low temperatures are going to be 62 degrees up there in the north. Up there in Spokane, it's going to be 62 degrees for you guys. 59 degrees in Boise, Idaho. As we check over to the east a little bit tonight, it's going to get cool in Des Moines. 66 degrees tonight. Going to drop down to 72 in Kansas City. 76 degrees in Oklahoma City. 75 in Lubbock, Texas. As we head on air, got a flash flood warning for people in Colorado. We'll tell you about that. Tomorrow's high temperatures are going to be interesting. The highest point tomorrow, take a look at Dallas, 102 degrees. Whoa. Same in Phoenix, Arizona, 82. It's going to be cooler in Los Angeles, 68 in San Francisco, 83 degrees in Detroit, Michigan, 82 degrees in Chicago, Illinois, 88 in St. Louis, 88 also in Washington, D.C. Down south, Florida, Orlando, 94 degrees and 89 degrees as they check into Miami, Florida, 89, 92 there. Shreveport, Louisiana is going to be 99 tomorrow, 102 in San Antonio, Texas, 100 degrees in Lubbock. Here is Weather Nation right now. And again, I'm getting no audio.
Back to Weather Nation. We appreciate you joining us. We do have a tornado watch that's in effect here across the central sections of South Dakota, running the length of I-90, Pier down to Mitchell, Huron, and then back over to Phillip on the western side. And yes, we just got our first tornado warning as well. That just showed up just to the north of I-90 in a storm that we were looking at and considering was going to have to be warned here. This is going to be Hughes County underneath a tornado warning now to the office in Aberdeen. This is for Canning, and it is about 17 miles east of Pier, moving to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. Strong thunderstorm here, a little bit out of the reach of the radar, but there is some inbound and outbound right there just to the north of the river that we are looking at, and that is the Missouri River, and very likely going to be headed in that general direction. We got some really strong inbound and outbound here with this, by the way. Some of these are reporting a negative 61 there. We got positive 40s and 50s. That's about a net shear of 110 to 120 miles per hour. So a likely tornado is forming here, mainly a rural area. In fact, out of the whole polygon, there's a population of 20, but 20 is enough. I mean, it just we want to make sure we protect everybody here, south and west of Highmore, and just to the east, about 17 miles east of Pier there in South Dakota. Strong reflection. Other than a likely tornado, the other thing we're talking about here is the likelihood of having some large hail. We've seen that coming back to the radar side as well. Some of those those returns are quite strong. We go a little further down to the south and south of I-90, and once again you run into this area here where we have some strong thunderstorms too. These are going to be moving south of I-90, but make their way on from west to east across the region, producing some of the higher winds and actually producing some of these hailstones that are quite large. Ping-pong ball-size hail being reported here not that long ago in all of these storms as they move on from the west to the east. And we'll be watching this to see if anything changes there overall as well. Huron all the way up to Aberdeen and the rest of the area. Radar across the rest of the nation, in fact. Still a little bit busy back over to Montana, but these are scattered thunderstorms. All this stuff down to the south into Nevada and Northern California is working its way up and into Oregon. We have other thunderstorms down through Colorado Springs into Amarillo. A severe thunderstorm warning. It's rather stormy back over the Arklatex and into the Mississippi Delta, all the way back over to and including the northern panhandle of Florida. And then this area that was left over, these were boundaries left over from yesterday's action, and we got severe thunderstorm warnings. Roanoke to Danville, Virginia Beach, over to Salisbury, down the Delmarva Peninsula. You'll find some of the heavier precipitation and a couple of severe thunderstorms.